The United States has a new president. Donald J. Trump is now the 47th President of the United States of America. His victory was considered a landslide. Let's see what the numbers say. The Electoral College vote. Here, Trump had a comfortable margin, having won 312 Electoral College votes versus Kamala Harris's 226. By leveling the weight of small and large states, the Electoral College vote is not always a faithful representation of the popular vote. In the second largest voter turnout ever recorded, Trump won 49.8% of the votes cast for president. Kamala Harris, on the other hand, won 48.3% of the popular votes cast. The difference between them is only 1.5 percentage points. The U.S. population at large continues to be very divided. The 2024 election was the 10th presidential election in a row in which the margin of victory in the popular vote was in the single digits. That is a record. Since World War II, only 3 candidates have won by more than 5 percentage points. The division, therefore, runs very deep. The Republican Party did indeed win the House of Representatives and the Senate, but by small margins in both. In the House, 219 Republicans versus 215 Democrats, a difference of 4. In the Senate, 53 Republicans versus 45 Democrats and 2 independents, a slightly larger difference of 6. So Donald Trump has a mandate to govern, but he'll need to win over both the public and the congressional body to his platform of change. Any major pieces of legislation introduced will need to win the minds of both sides of America, those that elected him because of the Christian Nationalist platform, and the other half that has a more secular viewpoint. It is by catering to both sectors of the population that the Sunday law will be passed in the U.S. and in the world. Project 2025. This is where Project 2025 comes in handy. The conservative think tank led by the Heritage Foundation is a powerhouse of conservative policy and political influence. Its political agenda has been carefully codified in the 900-plus pages of the Project 2025 playbook, which covers every area of government. Broadly speaking, this is a rapid deployment plan to restore family at the center of American life, completely reconfigure government, and infuse the culture with Christian values. 8 of Trump's selections for key governmental positions are Project 2025 members, including Vice President J.D. Vance, who wrote the foreword to the mandate for leadership. In fact, Trump's transition team has been using the Project 2025 People database to find talent. The Heritage Foundation has had much influence over previous Republican presidents, such as Ronald Reagan and George Bush. Clearly, they're also influencing Trump's strategy, and were definitely a key ally in his election victory. Because the Project 2025 playbook covers every major area of government and policy, it will help the new Trump government hit the ground running on day 1 in the White House and quickly implement their promises to go even beyond what was promised. Project 2025 includes a proposal for labor legislation that would favor a Sunday day of rest from the workplace. This proposal is framed as a response to the human need for spirituality, rest, and family time. But it will require additional incentives to persuade that secular half of America. That motivation will be provided by the ever-worsening climate crisis. A day of rest for the planet is quickly becoming a very attractive proposition for many on the political left and center. Many Christians who voted for Donald Trump identify themselves as Christian nationalists and stand for traditional values of family and faith. They voted for Trump expecting that he will deliver on his promise to give the church more power than it's ever had before. Indeed, many Christian nationalist figures are very outspoken in their support for the union of church and state. They believe that America was founded on Christian principles, and therefore the church should lead the state. We'll see that in their desire to bring the country closer to God through Sunday legislation, Christian nationalism will bring America to its knees. What's in a name? The meaning of names in the Bible. In the Bible, a name is reflective of character. The name of a person, place, or institution expresses their nature, attributes, history, and destiny. This is why God Himself would name those called to serve Him even before birth, such as John the Baptist and Jesus. In the case of other Bible characters, God changed their name to reflect their new destiny. For example, Abram meant exalted father, who God renamed Abraham, father of many nations. After repenting and surrendering to God, Jacob was no longer a deceiver. God renamed him Israel, one who struggles with God and men and overcomes. Another example of a prophetic name is Methuselah, the man remembered for having the longest age span in the Bible, 969 years. The name Methuselah means, when he is dead it shall be sent, or when he dies it shall come. This was a direct reference to the flood, which God sent in the year Methuselah died. In fact, Jesus said, "But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be," which would include the heralding by names. In keeping with this word, God is also using names to announce or to herald what will bring the world to destruction the second time. In the Bible, the name Noah, Noach in Hebrew, is of Hebrew origin and means rest or repose. This is a sign to the last generation that the climax of the great controversy between God and Satan will be fought over the true day of rest, the Lord's seventh day of the week, or the papacy's first day of the week. Another explanation says that the name Noah is derived from the Hebrew root word nahum, meaning to comfort. This meaning is also relevant to the last generation because God's people are about to go through great tribulation. But our Father of all comfort will be with us in every trial.
The sun is coming out. The sky is clearing.
So God uses names also to announce or to herald what is to come. As we follow the trail of names related to Donald Trump and the Make America Great Again movement, God is giving us light and revelation to understand the final movements of this earth's history. The pattern or typology God has established and is revealing to us in the names of the key protagonists and events of Bible prophecy doesn't lie. What is prophesied in the names and events are truth and will come to pass. The meaning of the name Project 2025. The name itself, Project 2025, is about speed of implementation. Some have suggested that the 180-day transition period defined in Project 2025 is related to the 666 mark of the beast. 6 times 3 equals 18. Therefore, 666. Heritage could have described it as a 6-month transition plan. Given what we'll discover in this video, their choice is definitely significant. It's also interesting that Donald Trump referred to the Doge government cost-cutting initiative entrusted to Elon Musk as the Manhattan Project. Remember that Trump himself has a residence in Manhattan. The Manhattan Project employed the best scientists of the day, including Einstein, and developed the 2 nuclear bombs that the US dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki during World War II. The 2 cities were utterly devastated, yet that devastation pales in comparison to what is coming upon this earth, and the United States, under Donald Trump's leadership, will play a key role in bringing this about. The meaning of the name Donald Trump. The name Donald is of Scottish origin and means ruler of the world or world leader. The Trump family name was changed from Drumpf, of German origin, to Trump, which is of French origin. Later in this series, we'll understand why the change from German to French is significant and why the meaning of the word trompe in French is especially relevant to us. In Old French, trompe means horn, specifically trumpet horn, and a trompeur is a trumpeter, one who plays or makes trumpets. Thus, Donald Trump's first and last name combined announced the impending ascension of a new world leader to the throne of global power. One of the many uses of trumpets in the Bible is to proclaim a new king. But that new world leader is not Trump. Rather, Trump is the trumpeter whose name heralds the new world leader. The policies and laws that Trump will enact to keep his promises to the Christian electorate are going to backfire. Instead of restoring national sovereignty against the globalists, Christian nationalism in America, led by Donald Trump, is going to usher in a global counterfeit theocracy, an oppressive worldwide regime where church and state are united. It will begin in the US and quickly spread across the world. This is what the Bible calls the image of the beast, which entails the union of church and state. The union of church and state is contrary to God's will.
Show me a silver coin.
Whose face and name are these on it? Caesar! Then render unto Caesar the things that are Caesar's, and to God the things that are God's.